1800 hours, Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Ayesha Nayab. First, the headlines. Government has decided to keep educational institutions closed in selected districts till 11th of next month due to rising cases of coronavirus. Army Chief and Commander of the British Strategic Command at a meeting in Rawalpindi today discussed matters of professional and mutual interest and regional security. The joint military parade of the armed forces in connection with Pakistan Day celebrations will be held in Islamabad tomorrow. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, all parties Hurriyat Conference strongly condemning fresh killing spree unleashed by Indian troops has called for resolving Kashmir dispute as per relevant United Nations resolutions. In Afghanistan, 22 Taliban militants and 2 security forces personnel were killed in separate incidents in Kunduz and Balakh provinces today. China has called for mutual respect among all countries of the Middle East. And now the news in detail. The government has decided that the educational institutions will remain closed in the selected districts, including Islamabad, till 11th of next month due to the rising cases of coronavirus. Decision to this effect was taken at a joint meeting of Education and Health Ministers in Islamabad today. Later briefing the media persons, the Education Minister Shafqat Mahmood said, keeping in view the coronavirus situation, the provincial governments will decide the districts where the educational institutions will remain closed. Shafqat Mahmood said, the next meeting of Education and Health Ministers will be held on 7th of next month to review the whole situation and then take decision accordingly. He said the board examinations of classes 9, 10, 11 and 12 will be held as per schedule. Interior Minister Sheikh Rashid Ahmed has said that opposition parties face internal rift and pose no challenge to Prime Minister Imran Khan. Talking to the media persons in Islamabad today, he said it is the focus of government to address the issue of price hike. He said Imran Khan is striking to his stance against corruption and the people of the country want to recover of plundered amount. The Interior Minister said the politics of Maulana Fazlur Rahman is in the vacuum. He said the PMLN will also stand exposed on the day of appearance of Maryam Nawaz before the National Accountability Bureau. He said 300,000 applications have so far been received for online visa, which was the initiative of Prime Minister Imran Khan to facilitate the visa seekers. He said he will also visit Kuwait to get the ban on Kuwaiti visa lifted. Minister for Science and Technology Chaudhry Fawad Hussain says the government is taking serious measures for the electoral reforms in the best interest of the country. Addressing a ceremony in Islamabad today, he said the opposition should avoid undermining the parliament. He said attention is being paid on promotion of electric vehicle as the future is connected with it. Fawad Chaudhry said the government will attain advantage in the field of technology by the experience of China. Commander Strategic Command of UK, General Sir Patrick Nicholas Yardley Munro Sanders, called on Chief of Army Staff General Qamar Javed Bajwa at GHQ in Rawalpindi today. According to ISPR, matters of professional and mutual interest and regional security issues were discussed in the meeting. The visiting dignitary acknowledged and appreciated Pakistan Army's sincere efforts in fight against terrorism and efforts for bringing peace and stability in the region, especially the Afghan peace process. The Army Chief thanked the visiting dignitary and said that Pakistan Army greatly values its friendly relations with the United Kingdom. The Grand Military Parade in connection with Pakistan Day celebrations will be held in Islamabad tomorrow. The contingents of the 3 armed forces and other security forces will conduct march pasts while fighter jets will present aerobatic maneuvers. As per notifications of Deputy Commissioner Islamabad and Rawalpindi, there will be a local holiday in the Twin Cities tomorrow in connection with the military parade. An investiture ceremony to confer military awards to the personnel of the three armed forces for their meritorious contribution in their respective fields will be held at Awani Sadr in Islamabad today. President Dr. Arif Alvi will confer the awards on them. Chairman China National People's Congress Standing Committee Li Jianzhu says China and Pakistan are all-weather strategic cooperative partners and relations between the two countries have always maintained a favorable development trend. In a congratulatory message to Sadiq Sinjarani on his re-election as Chairman Senate, he said cooperation between the two countries in various fields has been steadily expanding in recent years. Li Jianzhu said the construction of China-Pakistan Economic Corridor has particularly yielded significant results. This is Radio Pakistan. Ambassador of Pakistan to Japan, Imtiaz Ahmed, has said that Pakistan and Japan are long-standing friends and share a special bond based on deep-rooted linkages that go far in the history and time. He said this while addressing the prominent Japanese media person on the occasion of Pakistan Day. He said that people of Pakistan carry a deep sentiment of warmth and affection for Japan and the Japanese people. In connection with Pakistan Day, a photo exhibition under the theme of Pakistan's Nature and Diversity and a webinar were also held in the Embassy of Pakistan, Tokyo, which was attended by Pakistani community living in Japan. Pakistan has expressed grief and sorrow over the deaths and destruction caused by the fire in Rohingya refugee camp in Bangladesh. In a tweet today, Foreign Office spokesperson Zahid Hafiz Chaudhry said the incident is a sad reminder of continued sufferings of Rohingya Muslims. He said international community must work together to mitigate the Rohingya crisis. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has expressed a deep grief and sorrow over the sad demise of Deputy Ruler of Dubai and UAE Minister of Finance and Industry, Sheikh Hamadan bin Rashid Al Maktoum. The Foreign Minister expressed condolence with the leadership and people of UAE and also prayed for the departed soul. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, all parties Hurriyat Conference strongly condemning fresh killing spree unleashed by Indian troops has called for resolving Kashmir dispute as per United Nations resolutions. In a statement in Srinagar, APHC reiterated the pledge to continue Kashmir liberation movement despite Indian brutalities. The statement paid glowing tribute to martyrs, particularly of Shupaiya, saying their sacrifices would not go waste. Meanwhile, Indian Forces personnel launched widespread cordon and search operations in different areas of the valley, making life of ordinary Kashmiris a hell. 2 Indian soldiers were also committed suicide in Srinagar and Jammu, raising the number of suicides to 497 since January 2007. Pakistan has welcomed the recent efforts to re-energize the peace process in Afghanistan. In a statement submitted to the UN Security Council, Pakistan's permanent representative to the world body, Munir Akram, however, warned against spoilers' attempt to subvert the peace negotiations and prevent a political settlement in the strife-torn country. The Pakistani envoy called on all sides to work towards reduction of violence. Munir Akram said, "We must guard against those who desire to frustrate a peaceful settlement on the pretext of safeguarding democracy and human rights and to continue to use Afghan territory against its neighbors." In Afghanistan, 22 Taliban and 2 security forces members were killed in separate incidents in Kunduz and Balkh provinces today. According to Afghan official resources, the militants also blew up a bridge in Kandahar province today, causing no casualties. China has called for mutual respect among countries of Middle East. In an interview, Chinese Foreign Minister Yang Yi said China has offered mediating between Israelis and Palestinians to end their decades-old conflict. He said Chinese government plans to invite Israelis and Palestinians to hold talks in China. On Yemen, the Chinese Foreign Minister called for implementing Saudi initiative for a settlement in Yemen as soon as possible. And finally, the weather. Dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 12 hours. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletin on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.